What's going on, guys? Eric here, back with another deck profile. Today we will be covering my updated Lair of Darkness deck profile. This is in celebration of two things. One, we hit 100 subscribers on the channel. So huge shout out to all of those people who have subscribed and enjoy the videos. Thank you guys so much. It does mean a lot. Just a small little milestone in the beginning of this channel. Obviously this channel is very new, but yeah, huge shout out to everyone that subscribed. Thank you so much. And then also to celebrate my last Lair of Darkness profile getting 4,000 views. I didn't think I'd ever get that many views on one of my videos. So yeah, huge shout out to all of you that watched that video, and for all of you that are here watching this Lair of Darkness deck profile, I would definitely suggest going back to that one, giving that one a watch, just to see what's changed, just to see how the deck has developed over time. Obviously the last banlist hit Card of Demise, which was a very strong draw card in this deck being a stun trap orientated deck. So the overall theory and objective of the deck has changed slightly. In this deck profile, I will go over the cards from the last deck profile quite quickly, and the newer cards I will spend a bit more time on, just so that there is a better understanding of the new cards and how they work with the deck. I have not topped a biggish event with this deck yet, mainly because of what is happening in the world right now, as well as the fact that all our regionals and nationals were delayed. Our locals are a little bit quieter, but I have play tested this for a few weeks now. I'm very happy with the results. I'm very happy with my card choices, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. So to start, we have our Big Daddy Boss Diablos. It wouldn't be a Lair of Darkness deck without Diablos. A lot of people are running this at 1. I still prefer it at 2. It cannot be tributed, so it cannot be kaiju'd over and cannot be targeted. And it's basically Chaos Dragon Levianeer on steroids, being able to rip cards out of the opponent's hands every turn by tributing the opponent's monsters. So your opponent goes innately -2, which is insane. Yeah, I still like this card at 2. We can search it off of our Arima, as well as off of another card I will show later on in the deck profile. Overall, just an extremely strong boss monster. I love this card, I love its art, and we're still playing the 2. Then the reason this deck is competitively viable, Lilith, Lady of Lament. So this card, tributing during our opponent's turn, tributing their monsters during their turn, tributing our own monsters. She's just insane. Getting our traps, tuning out our traps, being able to just push the game and control the game state. She's incredible. Her and a Lair of Darkness with an opponent that has no outs is basically game. You tribute off their normal summon, and often people can't even play through that. So she's just insane. Awesome card, can play through things like Solemn Strike just simply by being normal summoned and tributing herself with priority, because she is a quick effect. You have priority to act her effect on summon. So very strong card. Have to play her at 3. I'm glad she wasn't hit to 1 or 2 or banned because of her use in the Mystic Mind deck from a while ago. So very happy about this. We have to play the Terraforming for Lair of Darkness Arima, but he is so much more than that, being able to tribute our opponent's monsters or our own monsters to draw cards, as well as to search monsters with 2,000 or more defense, dark monsters. That is very relevant. That is a huge card pool to pick from. There is one other monster I play that does fit into that category, as well as being able to search our Darkest Diablos. A very strong card. Oh, sorry. Alright, we still also play our Artifact Scythe and Moraltech. I'm still playing the Moraltech. I still think it is a great piece of removal. Also a strong body to get on board. Some people opt to play 2 Scythes. I think that's wrong. Drawing the Scythe is not optimal. Also, if you do cut the Moraltech, I do suggest cutting one of the Sanctums and potentially putting in a additional copy of Trap Trick. Reason being is, if you have the one scythe, what you can do is you can go trap trick, send a sanctum, set a sanctum, activate the sanctum, special the scythe. It thins your deck by 3 cards, which is great just so that you don't draw into your bricks, because you don't want to draw into a sanctum once you have resolved the scythe. But because we have 2 of our main deck scythe, main deck artifact cards, we're still playing the 3 sanctum. You could also potentially in the extra deck play the link that's just come out in Duel Overload. There is a lot of potential there. The extra deck is very tight. I say tight because I feel every card I've put in the extra deck is usable and needed in certain situations, especially with this format and meta. But if you'd like, you could chuck that in as a tech and see how it goes. But for now, we're just running the 2 main deck artifacts. Now, the additional monster that we play is Gizmek Orochi. Now, this might seem a bit crazy to some people. This card, I feel, is the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. Being able to recur itself every turn, being able to get rid of useless extra deck monsters to pop cards, being able to get a 2/450 body in defense to protect yourself or attack to push for game, being able to be searched off of Arima because it's got more than 2000 defense. It is a level 8 monster. It is insane. It does sometimes hurt when you banish your Lilith, so you banish your trap cards that you feel like you will need in your later grindier games, but it allows you to push for game. It allows you in certain circumstances to OTK. It allows you to make rank 8 plays, because believe it or not, Diablos is a level 8 monster, which is crazy. So we do play the best rank 8 in the game at the moment. I will show that when we get to the extra deck, but this card is insane. I don't think the deck can be played without this card anymore. At first it was just a tech option, but now I feel like it is a staple in the deck. Then we do play our strong one of spell cards, Foolish Burial, being able to send any monster we need because of back to front. So we can send a Lilith, we can send an Arima, we can even send a Diablo, so we can trigger it off because it can summon itself from its grave. Send the Gizmek to push for game. Insane card. Also stable at this point. People in my last deck profile did say that I should play it simply as another copy of Diablos, and I've taken their recommendation and I'm very, very happy with it. So I am playing the one Foolish Burial. We still play the one card of Demise. You have to play it. It is absolutely insane. The card is mad. Being able to go +2 and set the cards that you draw off or draw into a Lilith to normal summon is crazy. Still a very, very strong card. It's a bit sad that it's at 1 now, but we have got replacements such as the Gizmek, the Foolish, and one other card that I'll be showing after this. So we still play the one of, if we see it, we see it. If we don't, it's not too bad. Now, the new card we're playing is Trial and Tribulation. Now this card, I have a bit of a personal story with this card. This is the first secret I ever pulled, and I'm glad I can finally play it in a deck that I love as much as Lair of Darkness. Essentially, this card is a replacement for Card of Demise, and you could potentially go +5 with this card. So let's give it a read. Oh, just trying to focus. There we go. You can activate 1 Trial and Tribulation per turn. During the end phase of the turn this card was activated, apply this effect. Depending on the number of monsters you tributed from the field and from your hand this turn, except tokens, draw 1 card. Add 2 monsters from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy up to 3 face-up cards on the field. So, let's go over that real quick. Worst case scenario, this card is a upstart goblin, which is fine, perfectly replaces itself. The not being able to get the effects of tributed tokens does hurt a little bit because our deck does make a lot of tokens, but we ideally want to be tributing our opponent's actual monsters. The fact that we can then add back 2 monsters from our graveyard to a hand is a +2, because we will draw a card and add them 2 back. We can add Dead Liliths, we can add Dead Arimas to search for more lairs, we can add the artifact cards, set them and pop them using our other effects. This card is insane. And then finally, the last effect, destroying up to 3 face-up cards. If that resolves, it's just a winning more at that point. The opponent might as well just scoop and go to game 2, or if it's the match, just end themselves, because this is absolutely insane. Only a one of, worst case, like I said, it's an upstart, best case it's a +5, but really versatile card. Really love this card, love its artwork, love its that I can actually use it. Then moving on, we do obviously play the terraforming. We still play our 1 Mystic Mine. There is a bit more reliance on this and a bit more of dependency on this, because we need it to draw into our cards and to stall a little bit, but when we are suffering against monster decks. So very, very key card in the deck now. I would actually probably insist on playing 2, but I only have space for 1. This deck is 42 cards. Like I said, I've play tested all the different ratios, 40, 41, 42. With the Gizmek, 42 is a really good number, perhaps even 43, but I am liking this now. And then our win con, in addition to Lilith and Diablos and the rest, Lair of Darkness, this card is insane. Being able to tribute our opponent's monsters, making everything dark, giving us tokens, giving our opponents tokens, making sure we always have a wall that they have to break. Extremely strong card. I'm glad this card was printed. One of the best field spells ever printed, in my opinion. Just an insane card. It's what makes the deck alive, hence why it's called Lair of Darkness. We are no longer playing enemy controller. Now, you will notice that I have not put up Pot of Duality yet, and that is because we are not playing Pot of Duality. We value the Gizmek and the Diablos and our bigger monsters that push for game a lot more now, because we do not have that card of demise. The card of demise said we couldn't special summon anyway. That's why we played Duality, because they both say the same thing. So if you activate the one, it doesn't matter if you activate the other, and if you draw the one off the other, it's fine. But now, because we've only got the one, we will be able to special summon a lot more, and I value cards that cannot be negated, and do essentially the same thing as enemy controller. Enemy controller gets rid of 2 bodies as you tribute one of their cards and you steal their other card, and then you have to unfortunately either link it away or kill it in some manner, whereas super body just gets rid of both straight away. They can't negate it. Although the enemy controller tributes its cost, they could negate it, keeping their second card. Super Poly just gets rid of those 2. Everything is dark because of Lair of Darkness. The value you get off of this card is insane. We also have more cards that we want to discard, and because we are playing less Card of Demise, we have more cards in our end phase. So when we set this going first, we don't need to discard our hand, so we can resolve this almost always. This card is insane. I can't believe it's at 3. Then that's it for spells. Very small spell lineup. We will now be moving into our trap lineup. So obviously 3 Sanctums. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, very important, it can destroy a card. Otherwise it tunes out our Scythe and Moraltech. This card is the biggest crutch for the deck. It helps the deck get going, helps the deck push for damage. Very, very strong card. Solemn Judgment. We don't like Twin Twisters, we don't like Evenly Matched, very self-explanatory. Not much more to say here. Has to be played. You can always resolve it. You'll always have half your life points. Sucks during game 3, but we do, however, need this card. You play 3 Twin Twisters. Not Twin Twisters, sorry. Heavy Storm Dusters. Now, the reason we're playing 3 instead of 2, like my last deck profile, is I'm starting to see more value with the card with regards to the artifact cards. The artifact cards, when you draw them, it does suck to have them, yes, but being able to set them pop one of their cards, pop your own artifact card, resolve your own artifact card is very strong. And also because stun is showing more of its head during this format, because combo is not as strong, it's good to main deck the 3 just to get rid of those pesky back row cards so that we can set our own back row cards. But yeah, I think 3 is the correct number. You could potentially cut 1, make the deck 41. You could potentially cut 1 and add a second Mystic Mine. However, I do like the 3 copies. We then play the 3 back to fronts, obviously. This card helps the deck run. It brings back all our necessary pieces to start the loops, to start the loopy loop with Lilith and Lair. And yeah, this card is insane. It's a staple in Lair of Darkness by this time, and just a great card overall. We still play the Compulse, 2 compulsory, 2 Lost Wind, good card as discard fodder as we can reset it, 2 Infinite Impermanence, which is very, very awesome. I'm glad it was reprinted. It is a welcomed addition into the deck. Very happy with it. Being able to tune it out with our trap trick as well is good. Shutting down columns as well as a monster effect is good. Also having a little bit more of those going second cards helps when we go second. As DZ once said, this deck doesn't know if it wants to go first or second. I feel like it's a going first deck, but it can very well go second with Super Party, Lair, Lilith, Imperms. Yeah, these are great. I'm loving the Imperms. I don't think I'd play 3. Firstly, there's no space. Also, like I said, stun decks are currently being played widely, and this doesn't really hurt them that much. So 2 is fine in my opinion. Lost Winds, basically 4, and then the Compulsors can just out all those pesky cards. And then of course we play the 1 Metaverse. I wish this was at 3, but it would be too broken. This gets out our Mystic Mine if we're in a spot of trouble, or it gets out our Lair of Darkness to start our deck off. And that's the main deck, guys. 42 cards. Pretty self-explanatory. Explained everything new. The deck, like I said, is more about pushing for damage now and trying to get those quicker games in, steal some games. But yeah, moving on to our extra deck. We play the best extra deck card. The tokens, Lair of Darkness tokens. I love giving these to my opponents and getting them myself. Thousand beaters. They are very, very cute. We then play the best rank 8 in the game, Dingrisu. Diablos is a level 8. Gizmek is a level 8. And our Super Poly target is also a level 8. Makes it very easy to make, adds a lot of cards, protects us from Twin Twisters as well as other destruction effects. Just an overall one of the best rank 8s in the game. Insane card. One of our other Super Poly targets is Mud Dragon, just to cover everything that isn't dark. Everything is made dark anyways, Lair, but if we can't get the Lair out, we want the Mud Dragon for an alternative Super Poly target. We also play Naturia Exterior. That's our Waking the Dragon target. We play 2 Waking the Dragons in our side deck, just so we can get this out. I don't play the Lost Warrior from Another Planet, mainly because it cancels out all the summoning, and I do value summoning our monsters, like I said, the Gizmek, the Diablos. So I'd rather get something that doesn't hurt me. It only hurts my opponents, and Exterior was up there. So that is our Waking the Dragon targets and Super Poly targets and rank 8. Now for our links, we play the 1 Link Karibo, Link Spider, sorry, Nightmare Phoenix, Wee Witch, Beat Cop, Security Dragon, IP, and Unicorn. I will do the Link 4s shortly. So these are pretty self-explanatory. Security Dragon is to be made under the Link Spider to pop a monster card. We cut the Cerberus because we can get rid of monsters quite easily with our own, with the deck itself, tributing our opponent's monsters. The Wee Witch helps push for damage. Phoenix gets rid of some back row decks, just a little bit more utility. The IP and the Nightmare, just a little bit added utility as well. You can make the IP using the tokens, and going into the Unicorn is a nice piece of disruption. For our Link 4s, we play the 3, the Mech Knight Crusader Avramax, Borrowload Dragon, as well as the Topologic Bomber Dragon. The Borrowload Dragon we go into quite often, stealing our opponent's pesky monsters that we can't get over, although usually our deck can just tribute monsters such as Avramax to get our effects off. But yeah, this card, like I said, we make a lot. Bomber we don't make often, but in theory is great. Back to the front, summoning Scythe locking them out the extra deck and then blowing up their main monster zone. That means they'll have nothing. Still, I'd keep this in, potentially cut it, but I like having the option. And then Avramax. An Avramax made with an IP is almost impossible to out. This was a Borrow Sword, because technically you can make it, but sometimes it's difficult to get a Borrow Sword with a monster to turn to defense to push for game. So I prefer the Avramax. And that's it for the extra deck. Obviously 15 cards. Now moving off into the side deck is a bit experimental. Obviously a lot of things can change. This is just some ideas I had. We play this card, Soravis. It technically is another Solemn Judgment, being able to stop things like Twin Twister and Impermanence and Effect Veiler. Our Lilith is impervious to almost every hand trap except Effect Veiler and Imperm, so this helps get through that. Very, very strong card. I'm liking this not only in this deck, in pretty much every deck actually. Imperm is an extremely strong card, and this shuts that down. 2 Kaijus, self-explanatory. Search this off Arima, Kaiju their monster, then tribute the Kaiju, get your own effects. Very self-explanatory. Above 2000 defense, so we can search it off of Arima. We still play the Lancia, we have easy access to it, and I think it's still a valuable card. A lot of decks still do banish, and I think this will have a permanent place in the side deck. Like I said, I play the 2 other Mystic Mines in the side, siding these in, gain 2 and 3 potentially to just help survive and just grind out, draw our resources, get rid of the Mystic Mine, activate Lair, and then set our traps and activate our monsters, and then from there they shouldn't be able to play through what we've got. 2 Evenly. Break board, searchable trap card. You can trap check this at the end of a battle phase, set it activated in the end of battle phase, and wipe the board if you went first and you bricked. Really great card. Not at 3, 2 is fine because it is searchable, but nevertheless, awesome card. 2 Waking the Dragons, like I said, we play the exterior. Not 3, we only play 1 Waking the Dragon target. You could in theory summon Diablos, but this is mainly for the exterior. Extremely strong card. Gets hit very often in this deck. Then we play the 1 Trap Trick, just because we have trap cards in our side. So the more trap cards we side in, the less we need to worry about running out of traps. And then we play a Point of the Lotus, of Red Lotus, sorry, as our last 2 side cards. Mainly because just getting the info of what our player has in hand, our opponent has in hand, and being able to play around it and knowing what to solemn or what to compulse and so on and so forth, or when to activate our Sanctum. If they have an Ash, we don't want to activate the Sanctum, or we might bait out the Ash. It all depends, but really good tech card, I think. At 2 is good. Obviously we can search it off Trap Trick, and we can search it off the Lilith, the 3rd card being the Trap Trick. Like I explained in the previous deck profile, the Trap Trick is basically a 1/3 of every trap card. But awesome tech. Definitely will stay in the side. The side might change a little bit, but this will definitely stay there. But yeah guys, that's pretty much the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Once again, thank you so much for the 100 subscribers and 4,000 views on the last deck profile of Lair of Darkness. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Any questions you guys have, please don't be afraid to leave them down in the comments below. I will answer them as soon as possible. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.